defense in the far lane for the cavalry.
Holy Crystal though for Skylar is hitting his power spike, and that means that Natan can be much more, oppressive in the team fight and in the defense later on. But as they say, Lord number one is to take map control, and they look for a concealed play.
Oh, the penalty zone now. Shiki will be caught. Skylar eliminates him. Around looking for an angle, Fabian looking for some damage. Taking down Around in the middle with the vengeance as well. Will not be provided power wilderness. Skylar still able to cut away now. Riz getting the kill back. Shortcut. Oh! Fabian, after recall and after going into the mid lane, will be able to rejoin the cavalry forces to get rid of Tyrant. 2 for 2.
They fight back, and they fight back hard. RRQ is looking for a Hail Mary play, but TLID, they charge forth. The Stallions are ready for any form of oppressiveness from the kingdom.
No XP. Fabian finds his Spear of Alpha. Now the deadly catch-up deal from RRQ is not enough to take him down. Fabian will finally be slain, but at what cost? With a double and an outplay. But still, it's CLID who are able to take that kill back. Now, who's it worth for? Considering the Team Liquid ID was ahead 4,000 gold, RRQ, it's down to 2,000. It has to be worth it for them. They've bought more time. They've stopped the momentum of Team Liquid ID. Man, Sustagen, what is he made of? How do you find that moment there, walking through danger, just deleting Yeheskiel? Ice cold.
Ice cold. The mercenary is here to back up the Crown Prince. Look at that damage. And this warrants a respect towards the Bane, because the Bane, as time progresses, as the game gets later, the damage just becomes disgustingly insane. And that is built upon, burst damage for the Bane. And this could be the time frame where TLID has to respect it, has to be wary of it, and now they prepare for a Lord Dance.
Heading around for now, but there's a chip in the back line. Woody looking for Skylar. Won't be able to find Sustagen, getting pressure down with a better airstrike as well. The first time. Oh! The mercenary finds it. Meanwhile, flying with a shortcut as well. RRQ will take it. He will go forward, baby, and fight the Spear of Alpha onto Rins. 1, 2, 3, King's falling. The shortcut taken by Enoch to look for the Duke, but it's only 2. The clutches of Witty. The clutches of Yeheskiel, and now we're down to just 1. It's just Skylar against the cavalry.
The Crown Prince looking to defend his crumbling kingdom. Will he be able to hold this? The cavalry charges forth.
They put their airstrike Skylar with the flicker, able to get rid of Cannon forward now. Raiders faction trying to go for it. Fabian falls, but they will take the battle in game 1.
They take control of the castle walls. The young Stallions, they charge, and they charge hard. Game number 1, TLID, 1-0.
Great use of momentum right there. They know that RRQ, they can't really afford to lose more.
1, TLID,
Lords,
1-0.
with the base turrets getting lower and lower. Great use of momentum right there. They go for the flank with Really. That's the power of the chip. The backline in shambles, the formation disrupted. And RRQ, despite having that golden combo, the Yves and the Natan, are unable to stop the momentum, the speed, and the charge of the cavalry.
We talked about the Yves and the Natan boasting a very high
charge of the cavalry.
We talked about the Yves and the Natan boasting a very high win rate in the playoffs. Rins with the Yves as well, 100% win rate broken. Team Liquid ID, does this signal something, Arashi?
Yo.
I mean, it signals that Team Liquid are here to fight, despite the stats, despite the history, the 100%, despite the 3-0 so far in this season. They are showing that they can break those numbers through sheer will.
LID or
That is Team Liquid ID, demanding respect
RRQ.
It's insane how they're able to recover from this. The Lord taken away by Sustagen, but their backline was collapsed upon. Enoch bought a lot of time for Skylar, for the Crown Prince, to run back to his throne, but still not enough. They were able to maximize the initiation shortcut from Witty as they secure the first game. The chip has to be respected after this.
They definitely got to respect it. We were already questioning it here. Thing is, this is the grand finals. We've kind of filtered out all the teams who can't play the macro game. We've already filtered out teams who don't have, a vast hero pool. Leaving the chip open was a big gamble. I would even say, you can't even call it a gamble. It was ridiculous risk. It was Super low risk for TLID to take that pick. There was no trades.
I'll take it away to the panelist desk to talk about that game.
Thank you so much, casters, for bringing us game number 1 in this best of 7 series that TLID successfully will lead here 1-0 against RRQ. That was a 13-minute, almost a 14-minute game. And I would say with the Farsa being picked up, with the Chip, with the Beatrix as well on Aaron, these are heroes that we don't see quite often
Wait
for
long,
this
guys.
team. And it turns out it worked out wonders for them.
I mean, let's start from the draft, right? That
Yeah.
Matilda ban from the side of
Wait
TLID
lang
open
ako.
things up here. Open things up, like the Suyo being open, Chip being open. Does seem like RRQ, they are more afraid of that Suyo. They ban it out. Chip, they thought that Natan and Yves will be enough, but it's not.
I don't know. I feel like a couple of things don't seem to line up here, right? TLID, one of the only teams that I've seen ban out the Chip in the blue side, decide not to do it at the very end here at the Grand Finals. Does that mean that all teams at MPL who have like these weird quirks have been just like, even RRQ, all of a sudden we've never seen Skylar pick up a Lunox, he picked Lunox into the Harriet. So is this all just mind games? Is this all just a deep conspiracy the deep state is putting into this at this point for MPL ID?
Honestly, it's possible. Honestly, it's possible. And the other thing that I really wanted to point out as well, this is a Keskit kind of thing. Sometimes he likes to experiment in the early stages of a full, like a best of 5, a best of 7 now coming into it. I think he was experimenting. Let's try and let the Chip go. We know the damage that a Suyo can do, but we haven't seen the damage from the Chip quite just yet. Let's test it out for game number 1. He did it. It turns out the gamble didn't pay off.
Well, to be fair, his composition that he cooked up was honestly really good, right? It's just the threshold. If this game drags out until 15 minutes, I think definitely is where we see the big turnaround for RRQ. And I was even mentioning to Gunny, he's like, man, TLID, they're starting to run out of time. Like, Skylar is about to hit his power spike. Everybody on the side, even Dyren, as well as Yves, both already at the point where he can actually slow down the initial push from TLID.
Yeah, I mean, I think also to add to that, right? That far side actually caught RRQ off guard. I feel like that Farsa pick.
Well, let's look at our MVP. If it's not Woody, I would have to
Woody
give
the
it to
Wise.
Yeah.
Okay.
And here it is, the player of the game presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. So let's talk about this Chip just a little bit more.
So, Chip, usually in all regions, it's basically 100% banned. And for good reason, because Chip forces you to think about the game differently macro-wise, right? Valentina, for an example, makes you think about the draft a little bit different with what ultimates you're giving. But in terms of entire gameplay, I think that RQ did a really good job at actually surviving somewhat in the early game, because Chip can easily just gank you out of nowhere. And especially for laners, and I think even for Skylar, he would be pretty annoyed if Chip suddenly caught him off guard. So I think here, when we start looking at the very first fight of the game, that's where we see it, right? Weedy goes in, he doesn't have his ult, can't really do much about this scenario, they trade equally. And this is where RRQ is particularly strong. From this point onwards, once level 4 comes by, I think that RRQ should have slowed down the pace of the game, start to focus around, or at least expecting Weedy to dive into that backline to set up for the big wombo combo.
It's a very, very straightforward, direct approach, right? It's rinse and repeat, right? You go to the back lines, you find 2, Weedy will pop the all, and yeah, they will overload you with damage. You have the Farsa, and one thing that I really like in this specifically in this game, the Farsa has the wings by wings. Yves does not.
Yeah, and at least for being Farsa, you scale a lot harder than Yves. Your burst damage is rather ridiculous, and it's very easy to pump out. And I think a couple of fights that TLID ended up losing was mainly because I didn't hit all 4 of my shots. I missed 2 out of the 4. And when I do hit him, I think it was, no, it was definitely not this one. But as you can see, Farsa not necessarily being in a position where you have to take the portal every single time. The added range from that feathered airstrike allows you to be a little bit more flexible. You just got to be relatively near Witty. You don't have to be on top of him.
And that actually brings me to my next question that I really wanted to ask. How long is the cooldown for Chip's ult? Is it a long one? Is it a short one?
I want to say 40 seconds.
Yes.
Level 4, right? So level 12, maybe 30-ish.
Because I find that quite interesting, because there are a lot of moments where he actually pops in the portals that he utilizes just to bring even one player from TLID in. Like, we saw a couple moments that he actually utilized it for just Fabian to come in and to follow up into the team fight that he had to kind of go back before. Or maybe Fabian was actually chilling on a certain neutral objective that Weedy successfully dodged.
Well, I mean, think of it this way, right? Because when you're using that portal, it's also a transportation tool. So if, let's say, if you're a jungler, right? You do a particular clear, you're going to repeat that process. You're going to go start from your orange all the way back up to your purple. But guess what? Lord is spawning on the orange side of your jungle. And I'm already at purple. I don't want to walk all the way there. So Chip can actually teleport you real fast in those types of situations, especially when you know that, hey, our WM is down. We know for the fact that the Deadly Catch just got used. So it's pretty safe for us to transport you here and win over the neutral objective.
And also, that is why the efficiency, right, of this hero is still that expensive. I feel like, yeah, maybe call it experimenting, but RRQ definitely will not let the chip go in the second game. Take a look at the items here. Aaron Shiki, 512, yeah, straight up, right? Penetration, have to seize, Hunter Strike, and also that Malefic. That is where I feel like, okay, you got the Malefic, RRQ Hoshi is going to feel the damage, and then he adds more BOD. RRQ Hoshi cannot handle that damage, that sort of damage, 13 minutes.
I mean, we look at the gold distribution now between Iran and as well as Dyron, and honestly, it's not too big of a deal, right? Because both of these guys were more concerned about the team fight than they were about their lane half the time. Once they walked out of the laning phase, I felt like Iran just kind of like checked out from the lane. He's like, oh, hey, Dyron, walks away, comes back, hey, how you doing? You're looking good. Walks away still.
And this is a unique thing because from the last time that they met, we actually observed that Dyron had a really good foot in with how Iran actually rotated. I think that was one of the main pillars as to how TLID couldn't have their footing in the neutral objective fights especially. But why this particular time, Iran seemed to have the better out of Dyron?
Well, I don't think he had the better out of Dyron. I think Dyron had some pretty good engages, but the counter engage coming out from TLID, and honestly, Iran got really lucky a couple of times thanks to his Wilderness Breast and giving him extra movement speed and his natural passive to keep him alive. He should have died like 2 or 3 times in the early game, but he survived with a sliver.
Yeah, it does seem like that Iran just, it seems like he's lucky, but sometimes his calculation is that deep, right?
I think from 3 minutes onwards, that's when his calculation started to kick in. That first lane one, oh my goodness, he is clenching his butt cheeks.
We saw that moment, right? He was on a sliver of health. It took like a couple more seconds for him to get taken down. Luckily, the healing just came back in.
It's great. It's great. And generally, I think this game really is a great showing for MPLID because there's such deep understanding, right? Kescute decided, hey, you guys don't have any wave clear, so I'm going to ban out the heroes with wave clear. And then you get Beatrix and then Farsa as a way to kind of compensate for that. And not even that, even when we saw in the items, right? Going for Blade of Heptases, for an example, is not exactly very common amongst Beatrix players unless you know that I guarantee want to burst somebody down, which is what the comp wants to do. Because if it drags out and you get wombo comboed by what Kescute was throwing out, I don't think it would have been an easy game.
Because we've seen a different layer of Beatrix, right, Gon? You've seen the Beatrix go Sky Piercer in the beginning, but usually that's because when it's paired with like something like a Franco or something like a Kaja. But yeah, I like the adaptability that this team has shown as well as in the drafts too, because technically with the Farsa being picked up, one, they're able to utilize that early pressure from level 4 that the chip offers, but also a layer into the late game just in case it gets to that point. Because remember, RRQ had the Natan.
It's a very good balance, right? All right, it does seem like SDL knew that RRQ, they will pick up the Natan and Eve. And hey, guess what? We have the Beatrix and the Farsa that can equalize in that department. And well, TLID, they win the early game because of the chip.
I'm back.
Very efficient. Fabian, of course, Flavor Fade
guys.
delivering his world-class performance. Sure, missed Retry a couple of times, but not really impactful in a sense that it was crucial. Mid-game, they got the Lord, RRQ. They were the ones who was struggling to find the right connection.
I think, all right, now as much as the panel here being, you know, big blue supporters, I think that RRQ had some really good ideas. Generally, it just boiled down to just timing, really. It's just timing. All these early fights that were coming out from TLID, because they were winning them, sped up the timer, but we did see RRQ actually fight back, trading equally 2 for 2s, 3 for 3s sometimes, despite having a 2, maybe even 3 deficit. From Kescute's perspective, he understands that if we are going to go for
very strong.
Is this
Chip and
Suyo is still on the table here,
Oh,
getting
thank
any
God.
turn up, but Matilda actually banned out from blue side. This is very interesting. TLID, they like to rock the Matilda, but it does seem like that they will pariah the Suyo or Chip more.
Amen. Amen. Now there's only... Oh, baby! Come on. Come on, St. Lucas. I'm pretty sure that you've been holding this back all this time. Chip comes through. No more illegal bans coming out from TLID.
Wait, is this the first time we've ever seen Chip let go in the playoffs?
And the playoffs?
It should be, right?
I'm telling you, this has been the mind games. Nobody should ever ban Chip on the blue side, and only TLID is the only team that does that, and that's so bizarre. So this time round, it's looking even cooler.
And this is the thing, though, right? We haven't seen Witty on the Chip too much. Is this a big gamble that they're going for?
I think Chip is so broken that it doesn't matter.
Especially with the minds of Witty, right? Witty the Wise will rock and exploit this hero like it's nothing. Very, very strong response though. Natan and Yves, their high ground is looking very, very solid.
I love it. I love it. At least from Keskut's perspective, he understands that if we are going to go for a full-on team fight, I need to limit the area of influence that you have. But TLID...
Ya,
Wis madang?
sampun.
Sampun, rang apa kerapanya ngomongnya dewek. Oke, satu dari Tegal. Di sini jauh-jauh naik motor.
Ya, benar.
Untuk hari ini nih.
Ya, benar. Dari hari Sabtu lagi.
Bukan hari Sabtu. Berapa jam tuh dari Tegal ke Bandung?
Hampir 7 jam.
7 jam.
Kalau sebelahnya boleh, namanya siapa, dari mana nih?
Nama aku Dita dari Cirebon.
Wow,
Cirebon.
Ya.
Naik apa nih ke sini?
Aku
Boncengan?
naik travel.
Naik travel khusus ke Bandung.
Iya, khusus ke Bandung nonton RRQ.
dari hari pertama?
Iya, aku dari tanggal 23 udah di Bandung.
Suaranya sampai serak nih didengar-dengar ya.
Iya, teriak-teriakan dukung RRQ.
Keren. Tapi kakak-kakak di sini jauh-jauh untuk mendukung RRQ. Gimana sih kalian, udah puas belum ngeliat RRQ mewakili Indonesia ke ajang M6?
Cukup puas sih dengan hasil ini. Gitu.
Cukup puas ya, tapi Ridwan dan Dita sendiri harapannya hari ini di Best of Seven, berapa poin yang didapatkan oleh RRQ nih pengennya?
Aku 4-3 menang RRQ lah pasti.
4-3, berarti 7 series dimainin semua nih ya hari
Ya.
ini. Kalau Ridwan sendiri gimana prediksinya nih?
Prediksinya 4-1 lah ya.
Oh, berarti ngasih satu tadi poinnya udah ya?
Kasih satu aja ini.
Kasih satu aja. Emang serem nih ya di sini. Ridwan kalau boleh tahu di sini, coba dong tunjukin seberapa cintane tresnone koe karo tim RRQ. Dari kapan sih kamu cinta sama RRQ sampai rela? Apa yang membuatmu jatuh cinta pada tim RRQ?
Ya dari season kemarin RRQ kalah kayak gitu ya Bude ya. Kita juga Tegal pernah bikin RKK season kemarin gitu. Ya dihujat sana sini gitu. Sampai akhirnya season ini dapat rezeki akhirnya bisa ke Bandung gitu.
Akhirnya bisa ke Bandung menjadi, mungkin kamu ngelihat sejarah berjalannya RRQ makin
Iya.
cinta lagi berarti ya.
Ya benar Bude.
RKK nih, hasil RKK.
Betul sekali, melihat perjuangannya pasti gak main-main. Tapi kalau Dita sendiri udah dari kapan nih jadi Kingdom setia untuk RRQ?
Aku sebenarnya udah lama sih, tapi kayak nonton ke MPL itu baru ke stake-nya pas lagi season 12, pas RRQ
Panalo na.
pulang ke duluan apa yang lawan BTR kalah
Jadi memang
pas di Jakarta.
pas di Jakarta, berarti jauh-jauh juga tuh pergi.
Iya, aku dari Cirebon ke Jakarta juga nonton RRQ.
Demi nih ya. Tapi boleh dong, mungkin ini kan saatnya kalian untuk menunjukkan cinta kalian, menunjukkan seberapa cinta kalian. Boleh langsung ingin mau disampaikan sesuatu atau mau ngajakin Kingdom di seluruh dunia untuk jatuh cinta juga?
Iya, buat Kingdom yang di luar maupun yang di dalam stake, ya jangan lupa lah dukung RRQ biar bisa juara di M6 sama juara di MPL Indonesia.
Ridwan, saatnya kamu semangatin nih tim RRQ. Let's go!
Salam buat RSI Bahari Korn yang dari Tegal yang sedang mengadakan nobar di Warmindo Hita. Itu aja Bude.
Buat RRQ-nya yang mau main
Buat
nih.
RRQ tetap semangat lah, fokus, riset semuanya pokoknya game ini. Kita sikat abis sisanya.
Sikat habis.
Betul sekali. Terakhir, kalau kan ini sudah pasti masuk nih ke M6 di Malaysia. Bakal ikut ke Malaysia nggak nih untuk dukung tim tersayang?
Ya kalau ada rezeki pasti bakal ke sana sih.
Kalau Dita sendiri?
Aku udah ada niatan mau ke Malaysia.
Wow, fans setia sekali untuk RRQ dan kita harap yang terbaik ya pastinya untuk hasil hari ini. Terima kasih banyak Kak Rizwan dan Kak Dita.
Iya, Bude.
Betul,
sama-sama.
kita semua akan langsung melihat bagaimana Best of Seven ini akan berlangsung. Tapi sebelum itu kita akan langsung ke panelis mencari tahu seperti apa game kedua akan berlangsung. Inilah dia, RRQ dan juga tim Liquid ID, game kedua.
Thank you so much, Bude Clara Mongstar, as well as Alyssa, for that, cute interview with the fans on a stage and in the venue. Man, I swear I have not seen the venue this packed.
Fair enough, it's the grand finals.
Not this packed.
Hey,
Come on, it's
All the
FPL
way
ID.
outside. I think this is one of our, well, no, not technically, but it is one of our biggest venues that we've had.
Is it? Wait, actually? Wait.
One of.
if you include the MPL festival, it's
It's like packed outside too.
I mean, would you count like M4? Because I think that would technically be the biggest.
Ooh.
I am knocking the ball out of the park here and setting unreal standards. But I will say it's a little jarring for me because I come from MPL MY, right? Stages like this is ridiculous. Like I used to complain a lot about Homeboys fans and Vamos fans being extra loud. This is ridiculous. They had 2 sets of parades walk in.
I mean, it's bound to be a good day, when that happens,
I'm
right?
just
It
glad
sets
I'm not
the
casting.
vibes. Oh yeah, you're right.
When they were walking in, I'm pretty sure they couldn't even hear each other. And I'm sure because of that, it is kind of sets the tone amongst the fans.
Yeah,
it's not crazy.
it is. It is. It is.
Wild.
Wild.
Intense.
Does it make you-
Intense. Does that? Wait, are those synonyms that would describe when you're drinking a good day? Maybe.
If I'm having a good day, I'll be drinking a good day, all right? It's ready to drink. The coffee is in a 3-in-1 ready-to-drink bottled coffee with a variety of flavors as well, including fantastic mochaccino, original cappuccino, tiramisu bliss, and avocado delight. And we actually tried the groovy cookies. Magnificent.
Yeah.
Magnificent. So this good day, ready to drink coffee, is perfect to enjoy while you guys are gaming with your friends, because every day is a good day with Good Day. Yeah.
GG, good day.
GG.
Good day.
Every
Thank
single
you.
time.
Get in, Donnie. Good day.
That's actually really cute.
It's not that cute.
That is super cute.
It's not. No,
I don't think cute is a right
Isn't
or
it
the
cute, guys?
precise term.
Where do I fit in?
GAG.
Gag?
GAG.
The gag duo. Trio, sorry.
Trio.
I meant trio.
GAG.
Keep your BL fantasies to yourself, woman. Okay, look, we've got professional things
Oh, yeah.
to do on our
I
hands
forgot.
here because honestly, considering that how everything has been kind of playing out, and honestly, even your regular season MVPs have been looking good. Coming into these playoffs here, at this point of time, like
Hello.
I cannot
Hello.
figure out who's gonna get the MVP.
That's a big question, right? Season 1, it was Watt. Season 2, we have I Am Jago, Udil Rekt, Vin, Albert, Luminaire. Oh, Luminaire, he got...
Season 7.
Oh, interesting. Okay, CW, we have
Kyrie, Kyrie,
Sun,
Kyrie.
Boy, and then CW. So, I mean, for the most part, it's always been from, Fnatic Onyx.
Kyrie.
And RRQ, but the big question is, who will it be?
Kyrie
for
lahat, guys.
This, upcoming grand finals, right? Okay, let's say RRQ wins, and let's say TLID wins. So
Yeah.
let's talk from each one.
Kyrie
Seeing as
lahat.
we've seen the progress that they've, undergone through the playoffs, as well as our first game in this grand
Ito.
finals.
I mean, it's a finals MVP.
Season
right?
1.
We can't really
MVP.
see their playoff
Yeah,
performance.
just, a little bit of
Okay, I'll
a
indulge.
guess, a guess.
I'll play around.
Okay.
RRQ, I really like Tsutsujin.
5 season sila yung champion.
Edok.
6.
Despite being the rookie,
Yung
I think
bagong
he's
roster.
one impactful player. He's one of those players where it's like, oh, if he's doing bad, most people aren't going to even think twice about him. But then it's too late because when he makes like a 5-man ult or something crazy out of nowhere, or even his Franco hook, right? I think that alone is enough.
Nightmare. You're gonna stick with Sutsujin?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
Me? Oh, I've never been asked back. This feels new, guys. Thank you.
Blushing.
Oh, I feel important. RRQ, I think I would go
Matagal.
for... Oh, it's tough. Okay, just reflecting from game number 1.
You got a lot of good options here. I think, you know, even Skylar has probably a pretty decent chance at it as well. He's been playing pretty well during the regular season too. So lean more towards what Dyron likes to play.
We'll go back to that later. But how can RRQ equalize in game number 2? According to you guys, statistics show 45% give Skylar space to farm. All right, let's talk about that. Did we think that Skylar was not given space to farm? We'll start with you, Gunny.
We'll have two things, right? Space to farm, meaning the other four distracting the, like going to the other lane so that, yeah, he has space, quote unquote, to farm, or someone babysits him, quote unquote, a lot, rotating towards the gold lane a lot to have space to farm. Either way, I feel like it's hard against the
Still 100%?
I think 80, 90 if not.
80, 90, if not they drop.
If not 100.
Oh, no, they definitely drop one. Yeah. Okay, so that means what would they have to do? I think we
Make our way to the drafting phase for game number 2 in this best of 7 series. This is the drafting phase presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. And let's take a look. The bans are already in place. RRQ on blue side. You got the Fanny Joe Hilda ban, TLID Chip, and the Suyo. Talk to me about this, guys. Matilda?
They want a Matilda.
I don't know. This is what I was worried about, right? SQ, he's really smart. He's already thought about it. Tempo breakers, he got rid of the most important one, which is Cho, because they're setting up for Assassin. They wanted to man out the Fanny. I'm pretty sure they will always man out Fanny no matter what side. And St. Lucas like, okay, get rid of Chip, get rid of Cho, and now he has to make a really difficult decision. Do I still focus down on the Assassins? No! Goes for early game aggression bans, huh?
They open, or he opened the Matilda for RRQ, and RRQ will gladly take it / deny it from the hands of Weedy Device. TLID, they will pick up the
Chip.
Eve and the Alpha, so they will
That's a
deny
chip.
the combination that, yeah, cheeky. Mark. Yeah, I mean, TLID actually brought the Ichia yesterday, but it does seem like TLID knows that RRQ that definitely can rock this Ichia. They do not want to give that opportunity to RRQ, though. It seems like they will ban out bodies, right? Hero for Iran, I think that will be their main priority.
I have a big question. Do you think the Angela might surface here for TLID? We've seen TLID fight support with support.